Hi, welcome to Rediscovery. I own this channel and somehow still shouldn't be in charge of it. Someone else should really be in charge of OBS. I built out everything, tested everything. I was like, this is great. I got everything under control. And then I, in fact, don't. But that's okay. So welcome to You're Invited. I hope you like the trailer, even though you couldn't hear it. I'm very sad you couldn't hear it. It's one of my favorite pieces of music I've ever got to work with. From a wonderful man named John that was like, hey, take this music. And I was like, sure, great, fantastic. We've worked together before and he's wonderful. So big shout out to him for gifting me the music for the day. But welcome to this. I know, right, Patrick? You're right. Poor John. We should be able to hear his work. I swear to God, it's going to be fixed next week, or I will throw this trailer out the window. But it's totally fine. We're just gonna deal with it. We're gonna work on it. It's great. So this is the first actual play Rediscovery's ever doing. I swear it's not my first one I've produced. It's really not. I just, for some reason, have had a lot of trouble with this one. But that's okay. You are currently looking at the 3 people out of 4, because Sarah's going to be joining us next week. But you're looking at 3 people who are like, yeah, I'll play in a game with you. And I was like, you're either going to love this or hate this. And I really hope you want to come back, but also we'll see. So we'll do the quick introductions. I know the trailer defenestration is real, Patrick. Let me tell you. So hi, I'm Mallorie. I own this channel. I'm also a performer and producer in other places too. I do better over there, apparently. I design games and I do lots of other things, but right now I'm just here to be a keeper for this Call of Cthulhu game that we're gonna play, and nothing bad is ever gonna happen at all, I promise. But it's more important that you hear who my players are, because again, they're real nice and they were like, yeah, I'll come play with you. We're gonna start with Aki, because Aki's to my left.
Hi everybody, I'm Aki. I'm really excited to be here. It's been a while since I've played myself some Call of Cthulhu, and I honestly don't remember what it is I'm supposed to say in this moment, other than I'm Aki, my pronouns are they, them, and I'm super stoked to play.
That's it. That's all you gotta do. We're good. Allie.
That's me. Hey guys, what's up? I'm Allie Capwn. I'm one of the co-founders over on Them Gamer Party, aka FGP. I'm also ensemble cast for Eric Brinkhouse Presents. And tonight I'm going to be playing, and my pronouns are she, they. Tonight I'm going to be playing Edie Harrow, a little vaudeville entertainer. So I'm very excited. This is my first Call of Cthulhu campaign, and I have been wanting to play for so long. So thank you for having me at your table, Mal.
Not taters, precious.
And thank you for having me at your tater if you ever give me a potato.
I'll get right on that next time I come visit. I'm just going to show up at your door with potatoes, and I need you to remember that you asked for this. So
if you don't do that, I will be disappointed.
Done. On the list. And Justin, it's your turn.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I am GM Justin. My pronouns are he, him, and I am blanking out on normally what I would say. But you can find me on all my social stuff forever, GM Justin. I'm also a team member over at Roll D5, where we specialize in playing TTRPGs. We're currently doing a charity stream for this month, focusing with the for Pride to raise up money for the Trevor Project. So if you're not checking us out tonight or when we're streaming, go take a look and see what indie games we're playing on over there. So and also help raise money for a good cause.
Perfect.
Great.
Right.
Mallorie, hold on. There's another player at the table. Do you want me to do the spiel or do you want to?
Oh, I got this. I totally forgot I needed to. Thank you for the reminder. Hi, if you have followed along on any of our other games like that Allie and I have done on other channels, you probably know what stream loots are, but here's your reminder. Stream loots are sort of like trading cards, except that you can trade them for benefits for the players or for me. If you would rather me have cool things, that's cool. Like, I'm fine with that. It can help with their sanity, their health. Bad things can happen. And every player has a clock that can move. So their clock will move, and when the clock is filled, something fun happens. Something fun for me. So if you want to get in on that, there are Streamloots cards available. And yeah, play them whenever you want. An alert should pop up when they do, and Allie is keeping track of those for me, so I don't have to keep looking at the Streamloots page over and over again. But there are some really fun ones in there, like SOS, which is save our shit. They're gonna need it at some point. So yeah, if you want to play at the table, that's your way to do it. With that, I think that is it. Yep, Star Drew, you know me. Doom follows everywhere I go. With that, I think we can go ahead and get started if everybody else is ready.
As ready as I'll ever be, boss.
Send it. Let's go.
Let's go. All right. So, our camera starts at the door of a really lavish mansion. It's all white marble columns, a giant door that is probably 10 feet tall. You can tell whoever lives there has so much wealth, maybe generational wealth, who really knows, but the house itself looks very pristine. The architecture would suggest that it's 100 years old, but it's kept up perfectly. Our camera goes through the door and finds a beautiful ballroom that is set up for a party. There are decorations everywhere, the most beautiful centerpieces, a large buffet with tons of food, the music of a orchestra, although you don't see one anywhere. But in the middle of the floor only lie 3 bodies. There is no one else here, no one that looks like they're breathing anyway. But we see just 3 individuals in beautiful suits and a dress for one that look like they cost a year's salary for some. And in this pristine condition, one of you starts to breathe again. Hey, Allie, can you tell me about Edie?
Wait, starts to breathe again?
Yeah.
What?
Starts to breathe
God
again.
Damn it, Mal. Okay. No, Edie kind of flutters her eyes open. Edith Harrow is a very young starlet in the vaudeville community. She's very petite and getting to be more well-known, but still not enough for her. She's currently decked out from head to toe in like tones of burgundy for the most part, a little bit of glitz, but tasteful. And her hair is cropped into a little curly bob with her little headpiece over top. And her eyes flutter open again. And she looks around to her left and then her right, making note not to rub the sleep out of her eyes just yet because somebody might be watching. And if they're watching, I don't want to go ahead and smudge my makeup. As she kind of sits up and takes in the room. May I ask a question?
Absolutely.
How many bodies total are in this room?
Including you 3.
Oh, including me? Okay,
Yes.
only 3.
Including you, only 3.
Okay. Do I recognize them?
Great question. Do you know Hens or Joaquin?
That's a great question that we should have discussed earlier. I would say I've probably seen y'all around at certain events for the most part, but we might not be particularly close at this time.
Right. So as you start to take in the room around you, the next body starts to breathe again. And Aki, can you tell me about Hens?
Hens DuPont is dressed in a very nice 3-piece suit. They appear to, their suit appears to be like a coal gray with a nice crisp shirt and a tie underneath. They are of a same skin tone as myself, with dark curly hair that is slicked back, so that you can see the wave of it. Um, they are, uh, yeah, they look very fit, and they definitely spend time, keeping themselves in impeccable shape. And as they sort of move, you can see as their jacket shifts, they appear to like have some sort of side holster, like arm holster underneath their jacket. They sort of sit up and they kind of look around, and their eyes are kind of a brownish green color. They kind of look to the other person who's awake in the room. What the hell just happened, Cher?
Honestly, I wish I could tell you, but I am still figuring that out myself. That's not a dead body, right?
Um, does it look like the body next to it is breathing?
And on that cue, the third body, not you start to almost choke on air as you wake up. Like your first breath goes down the wrong way. You cough and you sputter, and you start to at least try to sit up. So, Justin, can you tell me about Joaquin?
Yeah, you'll see as I kind of push myself up and I get fully seated before I take my full breath, and you'll see a gentleman also in a three-piece suit, green shirt, but otherwise the main, what is it, the coat, the pants, the vest, and even the tie are all in black. He scrambles around trying to take a look, to kind of see where he is, and also like check himself. He'll pull out like a little little pocket watch and make sure it's still functioning before he closes it back up, puts it away, and then he'll look over to the two of you like, where are we? What happened?
Well, it appears we all are finding ourselves in a very similar situation where none of us know what's just happened. You woke up first.
Uh-huh. I literally seconds before you did. I have not gotten to take in any of this really, but and I'm going to turn to Joaquin and go, we are so glad that you're alive.
Yeah, you were not breathing until just a moment ago. Was I breathing? Was I breathing when you woke up?
Honestly, I was so caught off guard I didn't take too close a look, but you weren't snoring, that's for sure.
Well, I don't snore, Cher.
Where's my? Oh, and you're gonna see kind of like scurry around. It's like, where's my medicine bag? Around us is by chance my medicine bag laying around in proximity to us.
What a great question. Give me a roll about it. Spot hidden?
Yeah.
Sounds right to me.
Works for me. That's gonna be a 7.
Yeah, you have it. And honestly, there's something like there's extra supplies in it, supplies you didn't remember having.
Okay. I'll start digging through it just and double checking all the stuff. I'm like, okay, close it up and look at both of you all. I'm like, besides the obvious possible narcotics that were given to us to bring us
Narcotics?
here, I would imagine so, because I'm like, unless you can explain something, I don't remember what could have caused me to go out and bring me here. I don't even remember what happened, honestly.
I'm not gonna lie, in my experience, narcotics have been a little bit more memorable.
You might want to wait. You might want to, that's good information to withhold at this time. I'm just gonna say that right now. Don't confess to crimes. is all I'm saying.
Oh, crimes. No, I just run with a lot of people, honestly. I've seen them at their best and I've seen them at their worst.
I don't
Okay.
believe I've actually had the pleasure of being properly introduced to either of you. I've seen you around, but the name is Hens DuPont.
Hens, great to meet you. Edie. Edith Harrow. Friends call me Edie for short.
Dr. Ramos. Joaquin is my first name.
It's very good to have a doctor around here. That's for sure. Hens, so what is it that you said that you did?
Oh, I work for the government.
Oh, okay. Well, wonderful. If you ever having a government party of any sort, I'm available for booking. We have slipped into this accent. We ain't coming back from it. Here we go. Okay.
What happened?
You don't know the character until you open your mouth and start talking like him, and then suddenly that's the character.
Exactly.
Well, then, I guess we should have a look around. Can we take a look around the room and see what else might be in here?
Absolutely. You stand up. The floor is this perfect white pristine marble. The tables all have these like royal purple cloths with purple and pink centerpieces. There's fine china laid out. You would guess that every place setting is at least a couple like $100 at minimum. There was no expense spared for whatever this event was supposed to be, but there is no indication anywhere of what it was supposed to be. That music is still going on, that orchestra. Again, no, but there's no one you can see. You are the only 3 people in this room.
Does there appear to be anything like a gramophone or something like that that could be playing the music?
Not a thing.
Well, perhaps we need to make our way out of this room to determine what exactly is happening here. Unless any of you all can see something of value in here that might be worth taking.
No, I have my medicine bag, and that should suffice for me. Maybe we find our way. I find our way to our closest door and exit this place.
I am all about an exit. Question, do we see, with the place settings, are the knives like butter knives or steak knives?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna go with steak knives because I'm curious about what you want to do.
I'm freaked out in general, so I think Edie would just like to go ahead and grab one and kind of gesture to the others and be like, I mean, if somebody knocked us out, it might be good to have a little defense, right?
You see Hens just pat their right hand side, like just over their chest. Don't worry, I'm more than well protected.
I hope you're not insinuating that possible violence, especially considering the circumstances.
Well, if somebody knocked us out and brought us here, Cher, there's always the possibility of violence.
As you take the knife off of the table, everything looks like it's starting to decay and quickly. Like the tablecloths all of a sudden are ripped and shredded. The place settings, some of them are broken and shattered into a bunch of pieces. Some of the silverware is rusted. The flowers are all dead. All of the food on that buffet is rotted and has gone bad. And the orchestra music is still there, but now very out of tune.
Do we all see that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What
is going on?
I don't know. I just don't like the looks of it.
You both saw that too?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is everybody
Doctor,
want to
what
make
do
a
you-
sanity roll for me real quick? Just,
Yeah,
you know.
sure.
Absolutely.
First one of the game.
Can you remind us how sanity rolls work?
Yeah, so you're going to roll a D100 and you're aiming for your score or lower.
Oh, I don't. Where is my sanity score?
Woo!
For some reason, it's not on
33.
my sheet.
Cool.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is. I found it. I found it. Below, correct?
Yes.
Low numbers.
We're playing golf rules here.
I rolled an 80.
Oh, that's not great.
No,
It's okay.
not.
I rolled a 76.
Oh, rough. I'm just gonna
Rip.
call this like, you each lose 5 sanity. We'll keep it real simple for right now. There are ways to get it back. Don't worry.
With a success or with a fail?
No, with a fail, you're
Okay.
fine. I think there's something about those narcotics you mentioned earlier. There might still be some in your system. You're like, this is just a regular day.
I've seen people get out of worse predicaments than this, so
It's just a normal day. It's fine.
ain't nothing for showbiz, babe. God, I should have done more research. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Well, then I guess this is already too much. We should make our way out of this room as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever is going on here, it's definitely weird.
Like when you say that, like imagine like the camera looking over, like my back is against the wall right now as I'm breathing very quickly and in rapid succession. Like none of this didn't just happen. This didn't happen. This didn't happen. This didn't happen.
Dr. Ramos,
This didn't happen. This
I
didn't happen.
understand. I'm right there with you. Whatever's happening here is very strange, but we've got to keep our wits about us. Otherwise, we're in a lot more trouble.
Okay.
While that exchange is happening, Edie beelines to the door and putting her duster over her hand is going to try to open it a little bit. Does it open?
No.
I shove the knife in and I'm going to try to jimmy that lock.
Oh, okay. What skill would you like to use for that?
Can I use my proficiency in my career as a comedian?
You just told me a joke trying to get me to let you use comedian. No, it's got to be something that relates to the knife or the door. I'll even give you that.
There is a locksmith, but I'm not good at that.
I mean, would you like me to try to kick down the door?
Like with the knife, like halfway in, I'm gonna look over and go, if you don't mind, that would I think that would be a better call. I will
All right.
stash that away for later.
I would like to try to kick down the door.
Go for it.
What do I roll?
What do you roll to kick down a door?
Strength?
Yeah, I was about to say you can strength brawl.
Yeah, I'll take either of those.
All right, here we go. Oh God, already losing a die. Come back here. You belong on the table, not the floor. Sorry.
You're fine.
Nope, that just made it worse. All right, that's a 28.
Yeah,
which
sure.
is so yeah, I have a 65 in strength.
Nice.
So
Sweet.
yeah, this is less than half.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll take it. You do manage to kick down the door. Actually, like it takes a couple tries. It's really thick, but and whatever lock is on it works really well. But after a couple of kicks in, it breaks off. It doesn't fly open, but it does enough to where with a pretty hard shove you can get outside.
I think once the door is open, Edie kind of looks down at the ground. There's a little copper key that's just kind of chilling there, and she's going to go, "Oh," and pocket that. Thank you, Star Drew, for the Keys to Success card.
Perfect. Now you have it for later. There you go.
We got it for later.
So do you all try to leave the house?
Yeah.
Funny
I'm gonna
story.
take my gun out of its holster though, and like
Okay, that's fair.
kind of post up in front of the other two who appear to be weaponless and maybe a little bit scared. Not that I'm not also freaked out. I just happen to have a gun, so
I'm just clenching very tightly onto my medicine bag right now, just out of sheer fright.
As you all try to walk out the door with Hens in front, you would be the first to notice that as you pass the threshold, you can see trees, but the minute you step through the doorway, you're back in the ballroom.
that can't be right. That oh god. Oh god. Okay. All right, so going out the front door, I'm going to try it again.
Okay. You
Yeah.
can try it again.
Yes, I
You
try
just end
again.
up back in the ballroom again.
Oh. Okay. So obviously that's not the way out. What?
Then what is?
I don't know. I need a moment. I just need a quick moment. And I think Hens kind of pulls one of the chairs from one of the ones that looks the least, broken down, like pulls one of the chairs from the table just to see if, and just to sit down on it. And he kind of just buries his face in their hands and, takes a couple of deep breaths, and they're kind of muttering to themselves under his breath. But yeah, otherwise it's just like, are there any other doors in this room?
There are. I will say, though, as you go to put your head in your hands, as you sit down, the chair itself that was really pretty earlier and had like a beautiful purple velvet on it, that's ripped and stained now. And as you look down, you realize your clothes are also ripped and stained. It looked pristine when you woke up, but now there are slashes through your suit jacket. There's blood on the sleeves, blood down your pants, and your tie itself is like loosened, like you loosened it at some point, but you never touched it.
What? And what do the rest of them look like? What do my fellows look like?
Joaquin's suit is also ripped, in a very similar fashion to yours, except the blood on his is mostly on the lapels, and there is one giant splatter of blood across the back. Edie's dress has been torn, the sort of mermaid bottom to it, this like beautiful tulle fabric is ripped, shredded. Some of it almost looks burnt. There are little burnt edges to Joaquin's jacket as well, and a little bit on the bottom of your pants is burned. Edie's appliques on her dress have also, like, a lot of the beads have fallen off and must have scattered somewhere. They were there a minute ago. And Edie's hat as well has a rip in it.
Your clothes.
Your clothes.
Why am
Your
I covered
clothes.
in blood?
Why are parts of her? And you're just gonna see as I start, like, I take off my coat and I'll see all the stuff and just kind of like drop it down, and then just be like, this can't be happening. I don't. Okay. First thing I have to ask, just if you all can do a quick self scan and see, do you feel any sort of pain anywhere? Anywhere, shape or form, feel yourself if there's any sort of blood somewhere, because maybe that's the source of it. And if need to, I can take care of that right now.
The only pain I really have is this back hurting from having to carry the troops so often, but other than that, no.
I'm gonna pull out a
do I
bottle,
notice
bottle.
any physical injuries?
Nope, not a one.
Can I go ahead and roll an occult?
Go for it.
Oh my god, my occult is a 30, and I rolled a 30.
Nice.
Perfect.
Nice.
Great.
What the-
You see, what do you know on a pure 30? I'm gonna go with you realize that while you all are not hurt in any way, there is a like set of doors on the far side that have been splintered open, like someone tried to like just barge through them, and on that door is painted an occult symbol that you recognize, one that belonged long ago to a cult that like there are rumors about what they did, but from the gist of what you've heard around town, it was mostly like sacrifice of and like a like belief in hurting bad people. Like bad people get bad things, good people get good things. And they felt like it was
Okay.
their mission to carry that out.
I think seeing this symbol, Edie's going to kind of go a little closer, put her hand up to the door, running her hand over the splintered area, and just go, I mean, we're not bad people. At least I'm not. But what's the cult's name?
Great question. I think that they're called. I do know what they're called. The Sacrificial Lamb. The Cult of the Sacrificial Lamb.
The Cult of the Lamb, Mallorie?
Yeah.
Love
I get
it.
to do what I want.
I
Sure.
love it so much.
Cult of the Sacrificial Lamb. Yeah.
Hey, have y'all heard of the Cult of the Sacrificial Lamb before?
Have I ever heard of the Cult of the Sacrificial Lamb before?
I'm gonna leave
In
that
my
up
time-
to you. Actually,
In my
I feel like
time
it's
as a
yeah, probably. You've heard small things at least. I will leave the amount of knowledge you have on it up to you, like through personal curiosity. At work, you've heard certain things about it, but nothing that was ever concrete. It was a lot of rumors. It was a lot of like, we think they're operating in this part of town, like that sort of thing. But you were never able to get anything that was super concrete on them through your job.
I don't have any direct contact or associations or experience with them, but we've heard them around the bureau.
Yeah, I knew a girl back in one of my previous gigs, and she got really into them for a minute. But this symbol right here, that's definitely them for sure. Joaquin, you got any information on them? I don't know any of them. I don't know if you all do.
No, this stuff I don't. People have their belief systems. I understand, but I don't. None of this seems. It doesn't seem real to me. If I'm being frank, so I've heard of them, but it's one of those, kind of a deal.
Live and let live, huh?
Exactly. Your beliefs are your own. I'm not going to force mine upon you. You don't force yours upon me.
Yeah, except for sometimes if they believe that you're a bad person, they might seek you out to try to punish you in some way.
Apple.
I mean,
what is
not
the
very
definition?
living.
What is the definition of a bad person that changes from person to person?
Exactly. It's completely subjective. So the fact that they're making those judgment calls on their own doesn't give me a good feeling. But that being said,
Do you think they're behind the reason we're here?
I mean, they're behind that symbol on the door. So I'd say it's a good inkling.
Well, since that appears to be how many, aside from the door that goes outside and the door here that's all splintered, are there any other doors through which we could access this room or other rooms?
There's a set of double doors that's on the wall closest to you.
Okay. I'd like to try the handle on that door.
Yeah, that's unlocked. You can absolutely go through it.
All right. I push it open to see what's on the other side.
When you walk in, there's a beautiful foyer. You realize that this is another way to try to get to the front door, adjacent, sort of, like if you went the long way around. It's got gorgeous checker flooring that also looks marble, just a white and black pattern instead. It's two staircases that ascend in opposite ways. In the middle is an ornate table. The flowers on it are long dead. The banister is a little broken on the stairs. This room looks like it's in better condition than the ballroom, but it's been years since anyone touched it.
What is causing all of this decay? I found another room, another way to get to the front door, and then also stairs that lead up into the house. It all looks old and decrepit that way, too.
I mean, is that front door truly a front door? I know we tried that earlier and it didn't exactly work.
Oh, I think we're well beyond trying to get out of here until we figure out what's going on.
All right. With that, Mal, there has been a small sanity card played, and I do know that we have two PCs that have taken a little sanity damage.
Yeah. I will be a generous keeper in this moment. There's 5. You can have 5 points back, and I'll even let you split it between the two, so it's not like one of you gets it and one of it doesn't. Or, I mean, you two can decide if one of you gets it or one of you doesn't.
I would like for our doctor to take it, since we need the person who could keep us from potentially dying to really have his wits about him.
Sound logical.
I was going to say to have Hans take it, because in the event that things really do get out of hand, I'd rather them being able to keep their wits about them than myself.
I will also say 2 lucky cards have been played for Justin at this point, for Joaquin. So
when you spend luck later, you just get it back.
Well, how about this? We both take 2.5 points.
Beautiful.
Okay. 2.5 it is.
Watch, it's going to come down to that half in the last episode. I'm going to say what it is, and you're going to be like, I have 0.5 sanity left.
I'm still there.
I made it. Somehow, some way. I'm still here.
So what would you all like to do now that you have this new room? You have the ballroom.
Do we want to go in the direction first of the splintered doors, or do we want to explore somewhere new?
I'm a little bit apprehensive. With the splintering, does it look like they came from inside the room or outside?
Inside the room, trying to break into the ballroom.
Okay. Oh, got it. Okay.
I say we check out the non-busted door, go down that route and check out someplace new. If whatever it is I was trying to break in is around, they've obviously given up, but we may run into them later, or maybe not even at all. I don't know. It's just a thought.
I'm down.
All right, let's go.
What order are you going in? Like, what order are you walking in? Just out of curiosity.
I think I will probably go first.
I think I'll go last.
I will go in the middle, but I'm grabbing a second steak knife because I don't know how damaged that first one got.
It's fair. As you all walk through, you walk across the threshold. You are still, like, you're in the room that you're meant to be in. You do not flash back to the ballroom at all. Sort of a welcome change of pace, considering you were trying really hard to get outside. As you all walk through, as you pass that table with the flowers on it, Joaquin, you see a small bottle on it.
Okay. As soon as I see the bottle, I'll pick it up and take a look at it.
As you pick it up, you flash sort of to a place of your own. And with that, I'm going to just take us to our duo screen for a minute, because I think me and you should have a conversation.
Ooh, okay.
Hi, Justin.
Hey, Mallory, how's it going?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
So this small bottle that you've picked up, I think to you it looks pretty familiar.
A little bit.
I don't think either of your companions would recognize it off the bat, because this isn't their profession. But I think that when you read the label, you understand where you're at now, which is in a classroom where you went to medical school.
Yep. All my classmates look familiar, and there is the one person that is standing between me and the top part being being the head of my class.
So tell me exactly how this poison got to your classmate again.
It was not very hard. They like to enjoy a little bit of a drink, and it's not that far from where school is that there is a local pub, a local bar that we all vacate every so often. And I may or may not have taken this exact same vial and, well, given him a good words of encouragement, like, hey, you've done a really great job, and I can't keep pace to everything that you have, but I appreciate the competition. And, well, prior to him drinking his drink, I would have put a little bit in there and be like, giving it to him, be like, congratulations, and, well, good luck on our final exam.
He smiles at you. He does not return the compliment at all. It's very clear that he thinks he's above the entire class, but especially you, who is in second place, and it is sort of his place to gloat. So he does not spare a kind comment. He just downs his drink very quickly.
Mhm.
And that's the end of the memory, right? That's the end of what you remember of that day. Your class or your classmate does not show up to class the next day to take final exams.
Nope. Shame, but as expected, I did better than everybody else there, and, well, here I am.
So when they found the body, you weren't there, but for some reason right now you can see his dead body.
How far? What is it? When you say I see his dead body, where at exactly?
So as you finish your final exam and turn it in, it looks like his body is laying across your professor's desk until the classroom around you fades, but his body is now on the table where the flowers were.
I will shudder a little bit and kind of move away, and I will look, but I will look briefly and look straight ahead, and for anybody that sees me will notice that my face goes a little goes pretty pale.
As you go to look away, he sits up. At first doesn't say a word, but slowly turns his head to look at you. And just says, "You took everything from me."
I did what I had to.
When you look back, since you looked away, once you look back, the body is gone. You see nothing. And the bottle or the vial that was in your hand is now replaced with a piece of paper. And with that, we'll head back to the group.
Okay.
Dr. Ramos, are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I just sometimes memories trigger out of nowhere, and I was back in college for some reason, so forgive me. The piece of paper that I hold in my hand, I'll open it up to see what it says.
It is burned, crumpled. Like, it's almost like you squeezed it in your fist at some point. Maybe in the middle of all that stress of seeing your dead classmate. But as you look at the stained and torn page, it's burnt, and the only thing that you can make out on it are the words "You're invited." Everything else has been burned away. Also, can you make me a sanity check for seeing your dead classmate, please?
I can.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
That's going to be a 49. I failed.
Oh no, that's upsetting. We'll just do 3 this time because I feel like that memory is something that you went over at least early on. You probably don't think about it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you did what you had to do. Some people don't deserve what they have. They don't work hard for it, or they don't need it. So it didn't really seem like a shame that he died.
Yeah. Exactly.
So now you just have this piece of paper in your hand.
And I'll just say out loud to everybody as like I've opened the paper, like, you're invited. Huh.
Invited to what?
I don't know. It just, everything else is burnt away. It just says you're invited.
Great. Okay, that's not eerie at all. Question, did we hear him talking?
No, you didn't see a body or anything. Nothing.
Okay, cool. Well, on that note, Edie's going to go ahead and go, well, let's see what other goodies we can find here, because I feel like we're going to need them, and I'm going to head upstairs.
Sure. Are you all going with her, or is Edie going alone?
Well, I can't leave her to by her lonesome. That would just be rude. So Hens is most certainly going to follow.
Same.
Perfect. You'll climb the stairs. Some of them are creaky, really old. Like some of them certainly need replaced. When you step on the wrong spot, it seems like it might break out from under you, but you're able to recover fairly quick. Nothing breaks yet. As you reach the top of the stairs where the two meet, you're met with a pretty long hallway. A hallway that is so long it seems like it may never end. You certainly can't see the end of it, not from here.
How many doors are in the hallway?
That you can see from your current vantage point, you can see 3. Mm-hmm. They're pretty spaced out, pretty far apart. You can see 2 on your right and 1 on your left.
I'll go. I'm sorry, Mal. I'll go 3 doors down. You know. But here's the thing. If I have to roll a sanity check and I, fail a lot, and I go crazy, will you still call me Superman? Okay, I'm done. No, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and head down a little bit, and I'm going to go to the one that is on the side, separate from the other 2.
As you go, you start to hear that music again, the music from the orchestra. It kind of faded out once you left the ballroom, but this is slightly different. It's not as off tune at all as it was earlier. This is very violin heavy. Whereas earlier there was a lot of harp happening, but this sounds like 20 violins in the same room. It's getting louder, and by the time you reach the door, it's almost excruciatingly loud.
Okay, do I recognize the song that's being played?
You do. I won't even make you roll for it. This is the song that they played at your last show as sort of
Okay.
like the waiting music for people before you came out to do your act. This was playing in the background. It was playing on a gramophone, though. There was no orchestra there.
Right.
And it certainly
Okay.
didn't sound like this many violins, but you can recognize the song itself at least.
Okay. God, this is a lot of violins. Are you all are hearing that too, right?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
I
Maybe
mean,
this is
usually you don't have that many violins unless you have a full orchestra.
maybe this is a elaborate prank of some sort, and yeah, we just go through here and they all yell surprise. Is it one of y'all's birthdays?
I no, it's not. I'm kind of hoping somebody will make sense of whatever the hell's going on.
I hope so. Is the door open?
It is. If you try to open the door, you can go in.
Aki, what were you saying?
I'm gonna start patting down my suit and like checking my pockets for things.
You reach into your coat pocket on the inside, and you also pull out a small slip of paper. It is burned to a crisp, but instead of the words that Joaquin had found, you find that it's a different part of the invitation. This part actually has the address of the building that you're in, and says that this is a place called the Millvale Mansion.
Well, I'll be damned. Dr. Ramos, I think I found, well, see for yourself. And I kind of show them the piece of paper. Don't suppose you have anything like this on you, Cher? And they look towards Edie.
I mean, it doesn't really lend itself to a lot of pockets, but let's see. And I'll do the same.
You are able to pull out another piece of the invitation. Yours has a blood splatter across it, which is a little, unnerving. But it seems to be that this part, while it doesn't have all of the details that an invitation would hold between the three of you, this essentially lets you know that this was for a birthday party for someone named Penelope. The last name is burned away, but you have the first.
Okay.
Does the name Penelope ring any sort of bells for me? I don't know Penelope. Do either of you?
Not off the top of my head, do we?
Well, curiouser and curiouser.
Very curious.
Oof.
Do we hear the music? Does the music that we're hearing appear to be coming from the room that we're about to go in?
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'll follow Edie into the room.
Same.
As you all step through the doorway, you can see this is a pink bedroom. It's kind of overwhelmingly pink. Like there's just a lot happening. But it's pale, like a pale dusty pink. There's lace curtains and lace trim. This room seems to be the best kept of what you've seen so far. There are only a few rips in the curtains, things that are minor, things you maybe wouldn't notice if you weren't looking for them. And on this bed that is has white covers to it and a canopy, it's a large 4-poster, seems like oak maybe, bed with their back to you. Looks like there is a woman sitting there. She has long black hair and is in a beautiful party dress, and hers is pristine.
Well, hello.
She says nothing.
Miss? Excuse me. I'm gonna cautiously move forward towards her.
Miss, are you okay?
once you come around to the front, you can see that her eyes, her pupils are extremely small, like almost like the way that happens. I know it can happen with like super bad migraines and things like that. But they are like so small it almost looks non-existent. You could just see the bright green of her eyes, and she stares straight ahead, just at a point on the wall where nothing is. She doesn't look at you. She's not responsive. There are no even movements in her body. Her hands sit on her lap folded. Her legs are sort of tucked underneath her, and her dress is like a brighter purple almost, like is very much in juxtaposition of the room she is in, almost like she does not belong here.
I'd like to cross the room to the point she seems to be staring at. And is there anything loose with the wallpaper or anything like that?
You do look. It seems that there is a crack in the wall, maybe big enough to look through, but there is, outside of that, it looks very normal. Just a pink floral wallpaper.
I'll peer through that.
When you do, you see fire.
Do I feel any heat?
No. But you see not just like normal fire. It starts as a flame so big that it covers your entire vision. But as that flame fades down, you see a building that is on fire, crumbling very quickly.
Does this wall lead to the outdoors? Or should it be like, okay, is there a window nearby?
Yes, but if you look out that window, there is no burning building and there is no fire. It just looks like the woods.
Okay, I run to the window, I put my hands on it, and I spin myself around to just put the weight on it. And I look over at Hens and Joaquin, and I'm just like, look, I don't know what's going on here, but if either of you have a say in it, it's not very funny anymore. And if you didn't, I'm a little worried that whatever took us out earlier might still be in our systems or something.
What's wrong?
Then I'm going to point to the crack and just go, looks like there's something going on through there. Maybe it's one of the moving pictures. I don't know. It doesn't line up. Both of those two realities should not coexist, and they do.
I'm going to go check out the crack, see what she's talking about. And as Hens is walking towards the wall, they look over their shoulder at the doctor and go, think you can see what's going on with her?
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. And I'm going to begin like working to see if I can snap her out of whatever is going on with her. At least double check her vitals, make sure she's good to go, and see what I can do.
As you go to touch this girl, like to go examine her, her dress very quickly decays, her skin wrinkles, like she herself has aged 50 years in a minute. Her hair goes gray, her eyes, the green sort of darkens. It's not as bright and youthful anymore, and the redness in her cheeks is gone.
As soon as that happens, I'm just gonna like drop. I'm just gonna like stop and just like back away. I'm like, what? Oh God.
She still does not respond, but she keeps aging rapidly in front of you. And if you'd like to make a sanity check about it, you can. Also, if you'd like to make a medical check, I would let you do that.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's do it both. Can I do the medical check first and then the sanity?
I'll totally let you.
I'm here for the sanity loss. That's why I'm playing.
There are ways to get it back. It's okay.
That's a 35 for medicine.
Cool. Under what?
I
assume your medical is good. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, it doesn't beat my halfway. I'm close. Okay. I'm about 5 points away, but I still beat mine by 50.
That's fair. You recognize sort of what is happening to her comes with a thing that you've seen a lot in your line of work is just a case of essentially what is something common like the flu that gets very bad very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen not only this, but you recognize her as one of your patients at one point.
Oh. Okay. And then that's what I'm once I have that realization that she's was one of my patients. Also, let me go ahead and roll that sanity check
Go
for you.
for it.
Sanity is not my friend today. That's a 74.
Oh, buddy.
Rip.
I will say it's not going to be as bad for the aging and sickness part of it because this is something you see a lot.
Mhm.
Not this quickly, but you see it at your job. It's fine. The fact that she's your patient complicates it a little bit, but I'm just going to call it like a 4. It's not horrible, and you kind of have bigger fish to fry. This is sort of the least of your problems in this second.
That's fair.
So I'll give you an easy one. But she starts like as she is deteriorating, her body falls to the floor, no longer able to hold itself up on the bed, and she just turns to dust and is gone.
What? You were supposed to help her, Doc.
I went to go check her pulse, and that happened. She actually was one of my old patients. Oh,
No.
geez.
Okay, somebody you knew. That settles it. This is obviously, look, special effects are getting so good for stage these days, especially with moving pictures happening and everything like that. Something is going on here where,
You really think that this is just some sort of elaborate prank?
well, yeah, it has to be. A scary prank, absolutely. But otherwise, it's so personalized.
Weren't you the one that said that some sort of cult might be behind this?
Well, yeah, but their MO, it doesn't match up too well. If they wanted to, they could have just offed us to begin with if they were truly punishing us. I think maybe this building has been abandoned for some time. It looked like that had some age on it. I don't know.
It then explain to me how she went from a young woman to dust in that period of time. That I can't wrap my head around that happening
No.
in front of us. How?
Okay, doctor. Okay, look at me. You can't wrap your head around it. You are medically trained. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Then that means that organically, it does not make any sense for that to have happened. So, of course, I don't know. You seen that Wizard of Oz film? I don't know when that came out. But the way
Well,
that they
Alice
make
in
the witch
Wonderland
melt-
came out in the 1860s, so we would definitely know at least about
Yeah,
that
that one.
one.
Truth.
One of my favorites.
But look, somebody can melt easily on screen, right? With just a little bit of special effects. You know, it's a very new art form, and here I'm gonna start like looking around, but I would like to go ahead and try to roll some psychoanalysis
Go for it.
to try to regain sanity. That's how it works, right?
Works for me.
Cutes.
Yes.
Okay.
Again, I'm giving you all no rest this entire campaign. Go for it.
So every little
Okay,
bit helps.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my again card from Stardrew. I'm just gonna go ahead and cash in on that because that was not a good roll. That was not a good roll at all. That was a 38, and mine is a. Oh shit! It's a 45. I was looking at the wrong column. So
Scared yourself even for a minute there.
I
Right?
did. I was so
Don't do that to
upsetting.
yourself, Allie. You got this.
Yeah.
I'm so mad. Okay, cool. So, the psychoanalysis, that does work.
Perfect. Glad you got some sanity back. You'll need it very shortly.
So, well, I was trying to get sanity back to Joaquin.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, Joaquin can
If
take
it works
some.
that way. Okay. Cool.
Take some back.
Cool.
You did just lose it. You'll also need more sin, so it's fine.
Seems like he has been through it. So
Joaquin's having a rough day.
It's just one of them days, man. It's just like it's there's too much. It's very overwhelming.
mhm.
There's a lot happening. Not exactly something your career prepared you for, or medical school prepared you for, or killing your classmate prepared you for. None of those things.
We don't talk about that. That's just it's
Do we see the source of the music in here?
You don't.
Did the volume change?
It's bearable. You can hear each other, but it's still pretty loud. But there's nothing in here that would suggest that music should be coming from anywhere.
I'm gonna look around the room. Like, is there a closet? Looking under the bed, like just doing a pretty as thorough sweep as I can, as quickly as I can.
It looks like no one occupies this room normally. Every drawer is empty. The closet is empty. There are no pictures or anything that would suggest, somebody wanted to make it a homey environment. It is just empty. The bed is there. There is a wardrobe, and that's about it.
Where is that God's blasted music coming from?
Love to know that.
I would just love to get the hell out of here.
Well, since we appear to be coming up against no answers and just more questions, perhaps we move on?
Yeah.
Seems good.
As you all go back out into the hallway, you stop. Maybe 10 feet away is a woman. She looks maybe early 20s, 21, 22, something like that. And she has really tight ringlets. They're red. She has red lipstick to match, a beautiful gown that's red and black, sort of almost like Edie's, but like a little fancier, something that you can tell lots of money should buy. Her makeup looks perfect. Her hair and dress, not a scratch on them, not a cut, not a blood stain, nothing. She just stares at you expectantly, sort of waiting for you to speak. She doesn't seem sure of what the best way to approach this conversation is.
Does she look familiar at all?
No.
Hey. You wake up here too?
Oh, hello. No, well, I mean, yes, technically. I live here.
Huh.
So I woke up in my bed, if that's what you mean.
You live here?
Yes. Is there a problem with that?
No, it's just that this place is falling apart.
Sort of, a little bit. It's more my sister's thing to man the estate, I guess. I'm just here for her birthday.
So Penelope?
Yes. Sorry, my manners. I'm Cassandra, Penelope's sister.
Lovely to meet you. Edie? Hens? What? I'm sorry, doctor, and I'm gonna like turn back to be like, Like, I'll follow your lead. Which would you rather be introduced as?
Dr. Ramos, ma'am, you said everything's good on your end, correct?
This
You're
is
okay?
Yes.
this is your home. How did it come to be in such a state of disrepair? We woke up in the ballroom and it was perfectly fine one moment, and then seconds later everything was in shambles.
That's very odd to hear. The ballroom just was renovated for my sister's birthday. There were flowers. I mean, I haven't been down there in about an hour, but I would struggle to think that there was such a big mess in such a short time.
No, it's I kind of look like gesture to my clothing and kind of turn around and show her like that it's all ripped. And what does your sister look like, by the way?
Oh, she has black hair, a little bit longer than her shoulders. She's sort of on the curvier side, I guess. She had a blue gown on for her birthday. Pretty makeup, a bow in her hair.
What color are her eyes?
Oh, blue, bright blue.
All right. Well,
She
then
got them
that
from my
wasn't
mother.
her.
Unfortunately, I was not as lucky.
We found a strange woman in the room over there where the music is coming from.
Oh, I understand what's happening now. Okay. I think you all should probably meet Penelope.
Could you elaborate a little bit, please, and tell us what is happening?
I think it's much better if you hear from her. Again, not really my party, not really my scene. I'm sort of just here for a visit. The house is new to us, and I said I'd come along for a few months until she was settled, before I went on my way. But this sounds like her doing.
All
And
right,
what, does she
then.
have a history of kidnapping people? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, you weren't kidnapped, you were invited. I mean, I
Uh,
assume you have an invitation, otherwise I'd be very confused as to how you found this place.
I'm a little confused as to why we are still here, but sorry, don't mean to be rude. I'm just curious. More so, you see, we woke up here, a little bit out of sorts. Not much memory, and then there's news about a birthday party, and it's just a lot to take in. You understand?
Absolutely. I can understand your struggle. I do imagine that it is probably a bit frightening to just wake up here.
A bit.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. I am nothing if not hospitable, shall we say. I'm happy to help organize a more comfortable stay while you're here as soon as you all talk to my sister.
All right. Well, if that's what has to happen, then I guess that's what we're going to do, Cher.
I'll lead you to her. She's in her room. Actually, no. She left her room and she is in the library. And she just turns and starts to walk down the hall.
I'm going to holster my gun for now and gesture in front of me. Ladies first.
I will pick up my kimono so I don't trip on it, and I'll follow.
As you follow her down the hallway, you hear different sounds from behind different doors. Some of them are slightly concerning. A scream from this one that sounds like a saw is being used behind the door, but other ones sound fine. The sound of jazz, the like as almost sort of someone that's teaching someone else. Like it sounds like teaching like just an English class. It's really weird. There shouldn't be a classroom in a house like this, but it's just a little odd. until you do finally come to a set of double doors. They're white with gold handles. There are flowers on either side, and above it, in a gold plaque, says library. She will take the handles and open both doors at once, and you see shelf upon shelf upon shelf. There is no end almost to how many books are in this room. In the middle of all of these is a really ornate rug that's got golden threads through it, with a desk that is definitely something that's been passed down for generations, but kept very well. This room looks like it has never been touched, almost extremely pristine. Not a rip or bloodstain in sight. And at this desk with a small lamp that's been turned on, even though there are plenty of windows, so there's like a nice amount of moonlight in here. The small lamp illuminates a book as well as some other papers, and there sits who you assume is Penelope because she fits her sister's description. Sister, I believe I found some of your party guests. Cassandra motions for you all to step forward, but stays behind you.
Okay.
Yeah, Hens doesn't like that. They are kind of, looking over their shoulder at her. Just kind of keeps their hands loose and out of their pockets. And kind of assesses the person that has been introduced as Penelope. How is it that we find ourselves invited to a party of somebody we've never met?
Oh. Well, hello. Thank you for coming to my birthday. We have met before. I'm so sorry if you don't remember me. I tended to invite quite a bit of people, as you can understand. A ballroom so big only feels so, nice with a few people in it. I just wanted it to be special. So.
Excuse me, where is it that we have met?
Oh, I believe that we met in your line of work. The same goes for Dr. Ramos and for Edie. Well, to be fair, I knew Edie's friend Velma.
Okay, forgive me. I don't. I know a fair bit of my patients, but I don't. I can't say that I can recall you. But you two have a mutual acquaintance. I'll point over to Edie and to Penelope.
Ad.
Had.
Why?
Why what?
I'm sorry. Do you work with us? How did you know Velms?
Oh, Velma and I were childhood friends.
Huh.
We kept in touch even after she moved away.
Got it.
But as for Dr. Ramos, I believe that you knew a family member of mine, an aunt. She was a patient of yours many years ago. She passed. There were complications. From what I understand, you took great care of.
Yeah, I do my best to take care of all my patients to the best of my ability. So, I'm sorry for your loss, of course. He's kind of like push on back a little bit. Just like I'm still trying to like process everything through.
Cha.
As for you, Hens, I believe that you also knew a family member of mine quite a bit ago. My brother. He worked with you at one point. I accompanied him to work a couple of times, just for small errands. But we met there.
See. Is there any sort of insight roll or something like that that I can roll?
I think that would be psychoanalysis. I'm looking really quick at the whole list because I definitely do not have this memorized. But that's what I would call it. Probably. I could give you history.
Psychoanalysis?
Yeah, psychology, psychoanalysis, history. I'd take any of those.
I mean, I'm not great at any of them, but I'll do psychology because I'm a little bit better at that than anything else.
Yeah, I'm looking at your
I'm
character
not.
sheet.
Yeah, I'm not. This isn't my forte. No, I rolled a 36, so that's not happening.
She seems very genuine. In how she's speaking, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong necessarily.
Are you aware of the current state of your home?
Oh, would that be the ballroom or the bedroom or the foyer or I think
any of
that's
the
all
rooms
the
that we
places you've been
passed
so far,
by?
yes?
How do you know where we've been?
It's my house. I must know where my guests are at all times. I would be an irresponsible host if I didn't.
But how are you able to see us?
Oh, I adventure. I also have help,
But yes, all of the rooms that we've been in seem to be quite odd. Not necessarily jiving with the vibe of this house.
understandably so. It's quite new to me. I still need to redecorate. We started with the ballroom, but then there were, I guess, some problems according to how you all found it.
Well, when we woke up in there, it seemed fine. And then after a few minutes, everything sort of fell apart.
Oh, I see. How interesting. It's probably fine. I'm sure it will be back to normal by the time you're back down there.
Like this is something common?
I don't know that I would call it common. Rooms don't really break apart that fast. Not usually, anyway, not to my knowledge. It's just something special for my birthday.
You don't seem particularly concerned about anything that's happening here.
No, I can't say that I am.
What exactly is it? I mean, it's a birthday party, but what exactly is it that we've actually been invited here to do?
Oh, well, you see, there was only one thing I wanted for my birthday. I just wanted a party full of guests that came here to play a game of sorts.
What kind of game are we talking about?
Well, that's the tricky thing, because some people would say that I've made the wrong rules, but it's my game, and I get to do what I want.
So what are your rules?
It is all simply based in morality. It's a tricky thing, because some people believe that there is only black and white, but that's wrong. There is a gray area that we all live in. No one is ever perfect, but no one is ever always bad. The game is to see where you lie and what you deserve of that, we'll say.
So
I just messaged you. Sorry. GM, message in your inbox. Aki, go on.
So, we are here to play a game for your birthday.
Yes.
Is that what's happening in all the rooms that we passed by? Your guests playing games?
Yes. To a point. Some people are still playing. Some people have already won or lost.
Is that what happened in the room that we were just in? That girl,
Oh,
did she lose her game?
yes, absolutely. That was Madeline. But yes, she lost. What a shame. She was very pretty.
She's dead.
Yes.
You're killing people.
I'm not killing people.
What's killing people then?
My helpers. I can get blood on this dress. Do you know how much it cost?
And what is exactly giving you the authority to put people through these tests?
Well, I think that would be fun for you to figure out now, wouldn't it? We'll just make it part of the game.
What if we don't want to play your games?
Yes, I'd rather much like to leave if that is okay. I think we've seen enough, and I'd prefer to go home at this point.
See, but here's the thing. I can't let you leave. It would just sort of kill the numbers, you know? And I believe that you've already tried, right? Twice
seems
for some
to me
of
your
you.
numbers are already being killed.
It's not really about living people. It's more about who's playing, or who's in the house, or who played already.
What? That doesn't make any sense. Look. So you're saying the game doesn't matter about who's playing necessarily, and yet it does matter about the people who are in the house. Like, what exactly does that mean?
It's not quite like I can organize a party like this on my own, but I'm afraid that's all I can tell you. At least for now. Let's see how long you last, and maybe you'll know more. It's interesting. It's like your reward.
Our reward is living.
Yes, living and information. I'll give you both. I'm not heartless, anyway. And if you manage to survive the whole night, I'll even let you leave.
Wouldn't this count as kidnapping?
See, but you
False
came
imprisonment?
here of your own volition.
Right, and
I don't even remember getting the invitation to this party, let alone coming here. I woke up in the middle of a ballroom and the person that was lying next to me wasn't breathing.
I know you don't remember. You're not supposed to remember. It was a special delivery, and from the minute you got that special delivery with your very nice suit, which I provided, you weren't going to remember anything until you were here. So...
What did you put in our system?
I didn't put anything in your system. Well, not anything that you could buy normally. Just a special something. You know, not something that you could get, say, in medical school. Right? Dr. Ramos?
I don't know what you mean.
I'm sure you don't.
I need a drink.
Oh, I do have alcohol to provide. I actually have a bar cart right on the other end of the shelf. Cassandra, could you please get these lovely guests a drink? They do certainly seem like they need it. And Cassandra will walk away from the door that she has sort of been guarding, and walks just behind a shelf, and you can hear liquid being poured.
How can I know that I can trust anything that you make for me?
Oh, that's not how I want to kill you. Come on. This needs to be creative. This needs to be a chromatic lesson, if you will.
Why do you want to kill me?
I don't technically want to kill you. I want you to have whatever you deserve. And if it's found that you deserve something that's, you know, nice, I guess, then it will happen. That's just how it works.
We could potentially live, or we could potentially die as part of your game. We could potentially live, or we could potentially die as part of your game. If we die, that's essentially
You're committing murder because we're playing your game. That's essentially
again, I'm not killing
committing
anyone.
murder
Blood
because
on
we're playing your
stress,
game.
Lots of money. We've been over that. Again, I'm not killing anyone. Blood
But you're an
on
accessory.
Stress, lots of money. We've been
At
over
least.
that.
But you're an accessory.
Maybe. But
At least.
there's very little chance that any of this comes to light. But at any time, there's very little.
How
chance
many
that
people do
any
you
of
have
this
here?
Comes to light.
Don't you
at
think that
any
people
time.
are going to notice that many people going How many people do you have here?
No, actually.
Don't you
I
think that
I
people
did
are
my
going to
homework
notice
very
that many
carefully.
people going missing?
Memorizing schedules. No, actually, seeing when people check
I did
in
my
on
homework very
people. I've got
carefully.
plenty of time. Memorizing schedules, seeing when people check
Not
in on
all of
people.
them have a
I've
personal
got plenty of
connection to
time.
me.
You three are just special. Not all of them have a personal connection to me.
I don't
You
think
three
there's
are just
ever a time where I wished I was a lot less special.
Same.
I don't think there's ever a time where I wished I was a lot less special.
Same.
Sorry you feel that way. If it helps, I think you're great. Sort of. Sorry
Or
you
you're
feel
awful.
that way.
I don't
If it
really know
helps,
yet.
I think
We're
you're
gonna
great.
get
Sort of.
It's
Or you're awful.
it's one of
I don't
it's
really know yet. We're gonna get.
it's one of those that it's one of it's I don't mind feeling special. It's one of those that I don't. I mean, I rather enjoy feeling that. I don't mind feeling special, but I don't. I mean, when it comes to my life on the line, that I'm sure everybody else here can say the same. When it comes to my life on the line, I don't like that kind of special. Everybody else here can say the same. That's where it's like, I don't like that kind of special.
Well, unfortunately, some events that
Attached
you've
to
been through sort of dictate that it stays. Huh? Well, unfortunately, some events
You
that
keep
you've
saying
been
stuff
through
like that as
sort
if
of
that's supposed to
dictate
mean
that it
something.
stays, huh?
You keep saying
I
stuff
think
like
we both
that
know
as if that's supposed to mean
Ramos. I am
something.
just trying to be polite. We are in. I think we both know what it is, Dr. Ramos. I am just trying to be polite.
So, Sif,
We are in
if we don't have a choice about playing this game, how do we begin? So,
You already
Sif,
have?
if we don't have a choice about playing this game, how do we begin?
You already have. Every choice you make in this house will be examined. Every choice you make in this house, as well as will be choices you've made in your examined, as well as choices you've
What
made in
about
your
you?
past.
Do you have your own game to play? What
Something
about
like
you? Do you have your own game to play?
Something like that. While I have not ever claimed to be an angel, while I have not ever claimed to be an angel, circles that must be circles contained, but also must circles
be
that must be contained.
How do I say this?
But also must be understood.
How do I say this?
Would it have anything to do with that order of the
Understood.
sacrificial lamb symbol that we saw downstairs? Would it have anything to do with that order
Never
of the
won.
sacrificial lamb symbol that we saw downstairs?
A little something to do. Clever one.
I'll let
little
you figure
something
out
to
the
do.
rest of it.
Should be fun. It gives an extra.
I'll let
element
you figure out the
watching
rest
you all run around. Should be fun. It gives an extra element to watching you all run around.
Don't exactly understand why it is that you feel compelled to play this sick and twisted game with people's why it is that you feel. But if you think compelled to play this sick and twisted game with people somehow above judgment. But if you think, well, that you are somehow above judgment, we will all of us at some point be judged, won't we?
We will.
We will
I'm
all
just
of us
helping
at
us
some
get
point
there.
be judged, won't we?
We will. I'm just helping us get there a little bit. And Cassandra comes back around with drinks for all of you. And Cassandra comes
They
back around
look
with drinks for all of you. Sort of dark, like maybe rum or
they
whiskey, something like
look
that. Sort of dark, like maybe
No,
rum
thank you.
or
I don't
whiskey,
drink
something
anymore. I
like
appreciate
that.
it though.
Hens takes theirs in one shot.
No, thank you. I don't drink anymore. I appreciate it though.
Cassandra also hands you.
Hens takes
Joaquin,
theirs in one
since he's
shot.
not going to drink it. Cassandra
don't drink
also
Joaquin's.
hands you.
I'm not trying to
Joaquin,
get that.
since he's not going to drink it.
That I don't drink
Obliterated.
Joaquin. I just need somebody to
I'm
take
not
the
trying
edge
to get
off.
that.
She
That
will hold
obliterated. I
Joaquin's
just need
bin
somebody to
just
take the
in
edge off.
case, and after a few minutes, sets it down. She will hold Joaquin's bin just in case, and after a few minutes, sets
I'm
it
just
down.
gonna look
with
at the
Penelope.
drink, look at Penelope, and just kind of like go back and forth. I'm just gonna look at the drink, kind of like at unsure,
Penelope,
and
unsure
kind of like
what's
go back
going
and
on right
forth.
now.
Like I understand, but at the same time, unsure it's like unsure of what's going on right now. What are you hinting at? I understand, but at the same time, it's one of those like, what are you hinting at? Kind of a deal.
Like we'll take a sip of it. Like she's not gonna down the whole thing. She picks it up and sort of in the way of saying, we'll take a sip of it. Like she's not gonna down the whole thing. But I sort of in the way of saying, and we'll drink the one that her sister made. I promise. And we'll drink the one that her sister kind of just looks at you all. She kind of just sort of looks at you all, like squinting, examining you. Unsure, sort of what you've told each other. Squinting, examining you. And she's trying to be polite. Unsure, sort of what you've told each other. And she's trying to be polite because it's company. She's not trying to be outwardly rude. She has a reputation. Even in people that are going to live, she's not trying to be outwardly rude. She has a reputation to uphold that people that are going to live should makes it very clear, I guess, in her own way as she sips and just looks at you. Makes it very clear, I guess, at the very least. Own way as she sips downstairs, looks at you. That at the very least, even if no one else she knows what happened downstairs. Even if no one else saw it, she did.
Okay.
Well, if that's all you're gonna give us, I guess we should go. Well, if that's all you're gonna give us, I guess we should
feel free to explore the whole house. Open, yes, if you'd like. Feel free to explore the whole house, but you can't leave. Open, so we'll just go with magic. I was going to say a state, but you can't leave. So we'll just go with magic. Open magic.
Okay.
I'm gonna be having my eye on you when I get out of here.
When you get out.
I'm gonna be having my eye on you when I get out of here.
I don't think you could have said the same. Get out of here. That's very confident. I don't think you could have said the same for one of your friends.
What's she talking about?
Never you mind.
Don't you worry, Dr. Ramos. You'll all learn so much about
Never
each
you
other by the
mind.
time the morning wakes. Don't you worry, Dr. Ramos. You'll all learn so much about each other by the time the morning wakes. Cassandra, you can lead them out if you'd like. It seems they're very much done with my company. Cassandra, you can lead them out if you'd like. It seems they're very much done with my company.
We appreciate your time and learning. We appreciate your time and learning. I guess one more question before we depart. Is I guess one more question before we depart. We make it to when we are sunrise. Is what you said. When
correct.
We make it. Do we see you one last time before we depart? Is what you said. Or
correct.
Do you greet us as we leave, or how last time before we depart?
Oh, you'll see me.
Or do you greet us as we leave, or how is this going to work?
Oh, you'll see me. I'm quite excited to keep you all company. I promise. I'm quite excited to keep you all company.
Well, thank you for your time, and again, we'll see you more as the night progresses. Thank you for your time, and again, we'll see you more as the night progresses. Then I guess.
Feel free to go explore now. Certain rooms I would maybe avoid, but I'm sure you can figure out what ones those are. Certain rooms I would maybe avoid, but I'm sure you can figure out what ones those are. You're very
absolutely
smart, very bright.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure which shelf Edie went behind to explore, but not quite sure that I'm so excited to see her and Velma be together. Explore, but tell her that I'm so excited to see her and Velma be together.
Sure, like you said, we'll learn more as the night progresses. Sure, like you said, we'll learn more as the night progresses.
And with that, Cassandra starts to kind of usher you all back. And she will go back to writing. Starts to kind of usher you all back to her book. And she will go back to writing in her book.
Okay. I guess what is it at this point? Like I'll make my exit out of the room. It'll be more of kind of like a backing away as I'll make like my exit maintaining out of the room. It'll be more of kind of like a backing away as I'm just like until I get too close to the door that I'll looking at her just until I get too close to the door that I'll exit out and just
As
kind of
you
in
keep
awe
looking
of
back at
this
her when
entire
you're leaving,
ordeal.
you see her shadow grow on the
as you
ground. Keep looking back at her when you're leaving, you see the shape of her in this chair, but all of a sudden it elongates. It's still maybe like the shape of her in this chair, but all of a sudden it elongates like an aisle between shelves. You can just see it stretch, and then it snaps carpet like an aisle between shelves. You can just see it stretch, and then it snaps back to where it's supposed to be.
Once we get outside, once we get out of the, once everybody else joins me, once we get outside, once we get out of the, once her shadow joins me, grow as we were leaving. Ask that question of, did anybody else notice her shadow grow as we were leaving?
But considering all the rest of the strange things we see, it hardly surprises me that. But there's some sort of weird voodoo mess happening here as well. It hardly surprises me that there's some sort of weird voodoo mess happening here as well. By the way, Edie, you're right. It does seem that the Order of the Sacrificial Lamb is involved in this somehow. You're right. It does seem that the Order of the Sacrificial Lamb is involved in this somehow. And we're here stuck playing some sort of morality game or whatever it is. And we're here stuck
She
playing
seems to
some
be
sort
pretty
of
convinced that none of
morality
us are making
game
it out
or
of here
whatever
alive
it
tonight.
is. She seems to be pretty convinced that none of us are
Look,
making
if it's
it
a
out of here
morality
alive
game,
tonight.
then none of us have anything to fear. If it's a morality game, then none of us have anything to fear, right? Good people.
She did say that. Yeah, of course. Looking forward to seeing more. She did say that and your mutual friend. She's looking forward to seeing more. I don't know if you caught that. You and your.
She said she was so looking forward to
A
the
little.
two of you being
I
together.
don't know if you
again.
caught that. There it is.
She said she was so looking forward to
A
the
little.
two of you being together again.
I'm sorry, I kind of got a little faint there for a minute. I'm sorry, I kind of
possible unless
got a little faint there for
I
a
have a
minute.
question, GM. What is today's
That's
date?
not possible unless.
Interesting question.
I have a question, GM. What is today's date?
Today's
Least that we
date,
remember.
Interesting question. Is July. Today's
Least that we remember.
22nd, 19 is July
Okay.
22nd, 1922.
Lots of twos in that.
Okay.
Many, many
Could I-
twos. Lots of twos in that.
Could I roll an occult to see if that
Many,
date
many
has
twos.
any significance?
Go for it.
Could I
Okay.
roll an occult to see if that
I put a
date has
message in the
any
chat for you, by the
significance?
way,
Yeah.
Mal.
Go for it.
Okay.
I put a message in the chat for you, by the way, Mal.
I would have no idea. I would have no idea. It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
Yes, I'm
It's
sure
fine.
everything will
I'm
be
sure it's
fine.
fine.
And as long as we make it to the end of the night, I'm sure everything will be fine. Right. And as long as we make it to the end of the night, going to learn we will be a lot of things. But I guess we are each other going to learn a lot of things. Evening about each other over the next evening.
Well, I've got nothing to hide. Can ask me anything.
Same.
I've got nothing to hide.
Well, who's this Velma?
Can ask me anything. Velma was a
Same.
kid I used to.
Well, who's
work
this
with,
Velma?
a couple years back. Velma was a really talented kid I used to work with.
What happened?
A couple years back. Really talented. Fortunately, she did pass. Unfortunately,
I'm
she
sorry to hear that.
She did pass. Me too. Me too.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Me too. Me too. Smart kid, talented. Let's all get out. Smart kid, talented. Talented as all get out. Now I'll get out of this house. Let's there's gotta be talented as all get out. Now I'll get out of this house. Let's
You saw as
there's
we tried
gotta
to
be a
leave the
loophole.
house.
There's always a loophole.
We ended up coming right back in. I mean, you saw as we
But
tried to
maybe it
leave
was
the
a
house.
trick with mirrors.
we ended
or
up coming
something,
right
going through
back
the
in.
most obvious exit.
Maybe it was a trick
I
with
say we take a look at
mirrors
those
or
windows
something
again. Going through the most obvious exit.
Fine by
I say
me,
we take a
worth
look at those
trying.
windows again.
Yeah,
Fine by me, worth
definitely
trying.
we're trying. Yeah.
Perhaps we try in one of the rooms that doesn't have
Definitely
blood
worth trying.
curdling screens or the sound of machinery.
Perhaps we
coming
try
out
in
of
one
of the rooms that
Yeah,
doesn't
I'd
have
prefer to
blood
avoid
curdling
those as much as
screens or the
possible.
sound of machinery coming
That
out of them.
does seem like
Yeah,
a
I'd
good
prefer to
call.
avoid those as much as possible.
That does seem like a good call. Right, so I guess could we listen? Roll a listen. Right. So I guess
Go for it. You can try to find a room that is silent.
listen. Roll a listen.
Or as close to it as it. Go for it. You can try to find a room that is
I rolled a 23
Or
on
as
my
close to
listen,
it
and I
as
have a
it's
30.
I rolled an 89.
A 23 on my listen,
I have a
and I have
40.
a 30.
I rolled an 89. And I have a 40.
I have a 37 out of a 35, but if we need to, I can use some luck to
I have a
37 out of a 35, but if we need to, I can use some
Really?
luck
Hens
to
got this probably. You really
to
only
bump
need
that
to-
down to a
you're
success.
Together in the hallway.
Really?
I think
We're good,
Hens
we're
has
good.
got this probably. You
So,
really only need.
All right, then.
Edie
You're
is
together in the
overwhelmed
hallway.
by the
we're
sound
good,
of
we're good.
screams. So if you'd like to make me a small sanity check, just
Edie
because you
is
failed so badly,
overwhelmed
by the sound of
I
screams.
would
So if
appreciate
you'd
it.
like to make me a small sanity check,
Look
just because
it.
you failed so badly.
The
The
good
good
doctor
doctor,
just
you didn't fail by that
Look
much.
it.
You've got your wits about you. It's just,
The good doctor
you're having a hard time
you
finding
didn't
the
fail
room,
by
but
that
Hens has
much.
got
You've
this.
got your wits
Uh,
about you. It's just
Using, you're having a hard
obviously
time finding the
you're
room, but
supposed to
Hens has
where
got
you're
this.
able to sort of go from
using,
room to room, figure
obviously,
out which
just go
ones
from
are
where you're
occupied
able
by
to sort
guests,
of
we'll say.
go from room to room,
And,
figure out which
you
ones
come
are
across a door. It's
occupied by
probably
guests, we'll say.
4 or 5 doors down
And,
from where you are.
you come
from the
across
library,
a
but
door.
they're
It's probably
spread pretty
4
far
or
apart, so
5
it's still a
doors down
decent
from where you
walk.
are from the library.
That
But there
sounds
spread
like
pretty
there's
far apart,
nothing
so it's
coming
still a
from it.
decent walk. That
This
sounds
room
like
appears
there's
to be
nothing
quiet.
coming from it.
Oh, well, let's go inside and check it out.
This room appears to be
All
quiet.
right.
I'm gonna try the
Oh,
door.
let's go inside and check it out.
It's unlocked.
All right. Yep. I'm gonna try the
open
door. It and
It's unlocked.
I'm gonna
fine.
yep. I'm gonna open it, poke my head in really fast, take a quick look around. Yeah.
It seems
Poke my head in really
like
fast,
a
take a quick
fairly
look around.
simple room. It seems
it's
sort
like
of
a
like a
fairly
simple. Like it
room,
seems like it would be a
it's
greenhouse, but it's
sort
not
of like
actually
a,
like on the other side of
like it
windows. There's
seems like
just
it would be a
wall.
greenhouse,
but it's not actually
Mm.
like on the other side of windows. There's just
like
wall.
someone built a greenhouse indoors.
Mm.
This is
Like someone built a greenhouse indoors.
interesting design choice. This is
You could say that about the entire
interesting
house
design
in general.
choice. You are correct.
You could say that about the entire house in general.
I'm gonna start taking a look around. Correct. I'm gonna. Do we notice any windows of any kind? I'm gonna start taking a look around. I'm gonna. Do we notice any windows of any kind inside of a concrete room? Basically, it looks like a glass house inside of a concrete room. Basically,
As you look, there are tables that sort of line the walls and a few in the middle. As you look,
And they
there
do all
are
hold plants.
tables that sort of line the walls and a few in the
assume
middle.
need sunlight to grow.
And they
but
do
it
all
doesn't
hold
seem like it in
plants.
here.
None of them
would
are
assume
dying.
need
They're all
sunlight to grow,
very
but
much
it doesn't
alive.
seem like it in
bright
here.
green. None of them are dying. They're all
Upon
very much
closer
alive.
inspection,
Bright green.
Only our dear detective can see
upon
something.
closer
So actually, I
inspection,
think that's a great time to take
only our dear detective can see something. So actually, I think that's a great time to take Aki to a Hi, Aki.
Hi. Oh,
Hi,
I was
Aki.
just about to eat a lemon.
Hi.
Oh,
Okay.
My bad. Bad timing.
I was just
You
about
good,
to
you
eat a
good.
lemon. The lemon can wait. What's up?
So
bad,
you're
bad
looking
timing.
at all of these.
You
plants.
good,
And
you
there
good. The
so
lemon
many.
can wait. What's up?
So
an ungodly
you're
amount that
looking
you
at
would
all of these
think
plants.
maybe
and there
wouldn't
are
even fit in a regular
so
greenhouse,
many.
but somehow in this room
an ungodly
it
amount that
seems
you would think to
maybe
fit
wouldn't
in a
even fit
really
in a regular
uncomfortable
greenhouse,
way.
but somehow in
everything's
this
a little
room it
claustrophobic.
seems
to fit in a really
vines growing
uncomfortable
off of
way.
walls
Like everything's
and
down
little
all the way to the floor.
ivy
Vines
that
growing
seems to
off
cling
of
walls
to
and
everything,
down
even
all the way
across
to
the
the
ceiling
floor
of this glass
ivy
house.
that seems to cling
But
to
the plant
everything
right in
even
front of
across
you
the ceiling
starts to
of this
bloom.
glass house.
But the plant right in front of you
And it starts
as
to
little
bloom.
red flowers. Something very normal, something you would just see on
And
a
it
wall.
starts as little red flowers.
Red flowers,
Something
yellow
very normal,
centers,
something you would
long
just see
stems,
on a wall.
big leaves. Red flowers,
But
yellow
those flowers
centers,
keep growing,
long stems,
growing,
big leaves.
growing.
But those flowers keep growing.
Until
They start
growing,
to drip something.
red until thick. They start to drip something. Red, metallic, thick. And all metallic, you can smell is blood. And all you can smell is blood.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real. I'm like trying to push past the plants. I'm like trying to push past, push past them so that I can get a better look at what's going on in this room. Trying to push past them so that I can like get a better look at what's going on in this room. In the air is like causing the smell hens to sort of like in the air is breathe like really shallowly through their mouth, causing hens to sort of like because he's trying to really block out through their mouth. Because he's trying to like block out the smell. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sounds of
that come with it.
Rapid fire gunshot and explosions. Sounds of and rapid fire gunshot. Clods of dirt flying into my face. And screams. Clods of dirt flying into my face. And screams.
So
I'm down. I crouch down. I press. I'm down. The hands. My hands to the top of my head, where my helmet would be. I press my hands to the top of my head, where my helmet would be. It's not real. It's not real. You are not there. It's not real. You. It's not real. Are not there. You are not there. It's not real. You are not there.
As you say this over and over and over again, it almost starts to sound like you're echoing your own voice. Like you aren't even saying it anymore. It almost starts to sound like you're echoing your own voice. Like you aren't even saying it anymore. It's an echo around. After a few minutes, the gunshots die down. And you look back up and you're still in the room
gunshots
with the
die
down, but on the ground in front of you is a burnt picture. And you look back up and you're still in the room with the plants, but on the ground in front of you is a burnt picture of Sergeant Ryan Booker that you once served with.
Ryan. I reached down to pick up the photo. I reached down to very lightly trace the photo. The features of Ryan's face. Very lightly trace the features of Ryan's face.
As you do, the image in the photo starts to warp. As you do, the image in the photo starts to warp. Him very much alive. This is his photo. As you see just a photo from back home, very much alive. You all went off his photo. It's a photo from back home before you all went off his body at his funeral. It starts to morph and you hear a whisper into his body at his funeral. And you hear a whisper, "You could have saved me."
I was afraid. I was just afraid. I was afraid. I'm sorry. I was just afraid. I'm sorry.
You should be. And then the image fades and it's back to him, back at home. And then the image fades and it's back to him, back at home. Before anything happens. You become aware of your surroundings again. Back in the middle of a million plants. You become aware of your surroundings again. And even now, back in the middle of a million plants. Been and through even this moment now, and had this heavy breathing as you tried to convince yourself been through this moment and you had this very breathing as you tried to convince yourself that this house was real. You are very aware is almost its own living this house thing is almost its own living what Penelope said about her brother. What Penelope said about her brother, that you all are special. All of it that you all are special. And all of it clicks into place. You are able to sort of come back to your senses in that. And you see Edie are able to sort of come back to your senses, standing at the beginning of the room, and you see Edie
This
standing
house.
at the beginning of the room.
It knows our secrets. This house. It knows our secrets.
What do you mean?
I just saw something that I've tried long and hard to forget. I just saw something that I've tried long and hard to forget.
Okay.
A loss that was my fault.
Okay.
A loss that was my fault. It was like I was there again.
I mean,
I could smell it, feel it, it was like I was there again. Hear it, I could touch it, smell it, feel it, taste it. Hear it, touch it.
I'm sorry if this may be a personal question to ask. Did you cause your this may be a friend's personal question to ask? Like, did you personally cause your friend's death?
I left him behind.
Did you personally cause it?
I left him behind. I think I could have saved him. It was war. I think I could have saved him. There's no way I'll ever know for sure. It was war. But he should be here. There's no way I'll ever know for sure.
Then I will tell.
But he should be here now. Go ahead.
Then I will tell. I was going to say that you can't help those kind of. You can't blame yourself in those kind of situations. You can only handle those kind of you can't blame yourself in those kind of situations, and you can only handle that with what you got. You are here, and I can tell you that you couldn't have done. You are here. It wasn't your fault. That's basically basically what I want to tell you is that you couldn't have done. No way of knowing if you could have. That's basically basically what I want to tell you is that without it, there's no way of knowing if you could have yourself. You could have done something without it potentially.
We're not supposed to leave him behind.
Yourself. I understand.
We're not supposed to leave him behind.
But you did what was best at the time, and you can't hold that kind of guilt on yourself. But you did what was best at the time, and you can't hold that kind of guilt on yourself.
It's not so easy as that.
I know.
It's not so easy as that.
I know. But I'm at least recommending not to hold that kind of guilt. I'm at least recommending not to hold that kind of guilt. I have my prescription. What is it? I have my prescription pad if you want me to write it down. I have my prescription. What is it? I have my prescription pad if you want me to write it down.
I hope it's okay if I call you Doc.
Absolutely.
No need, Doc. I hope it's okay if I call you Doc. In any case, be vigilant. I don't think... In any case, be vigilant to give us an easy time. I don't think this house is going to give us an easy time. It feels alive somehow.
Is there anything else you would like to do in this room?
Cry a little.
I would like to curl up in a ball and cry.
Cry a little.
I would like to curl up in a ball and cry.
Anything in here that might be valuable aside from the plants?
Does there appear to be anything in here herbally type plants that might be helpful for the doctor? Or are there perhaps that sort of thing? Herbally type plants that might be helpful for the doctor, or that sort of thing.
Go ahead.
Give me a luck roll.
That was Aki's inner druid.
Go ahead.
Leaping out. That was Aki's inner druid leaping out, being like,
"Oh, now I'm not going to be able to do that one. That's a 99. Oh, now I'm not going to be able to do that one. That's a 99. That is a critical fail.
It sure is.
It would have been. It could have been worse. It could have been triple zeros.
But it
would have been. It could have been worse. It could have been triple zeros.
It could have been. I think, but it couldn't have been much. That because of this beautiful critical failure that you have provided. Thank you so much. That because of this beautiful critical failure that you have provided, examining the room, trying to figure out if there's anything valuable. As you all even if it's just examining the room, trying to figure out if there's anything valuable in here, even if it's just One of those vines comes down off the
Anything could
wall.
be a weapon, right?
Slithers across the floor. One of those vines comes down off the wall and starts to wrap itself. Slithers across the floor around Dr. Ramos. And starts to wrap itself around Dr. Ramos.
As soon as that thing starts to do that, I'm immediately just going to start freaking out. As soon as that thing starts to do that, I'm immediately just going to start freaking out and try and fight against it.
I would like to try to shoot the
The
vine.
tighter, the more
Absolutely
that you
go
fight,
for
the
it.
tighter it gets.
Here we go.
I would like to try to shoot the vine. Let's
Absolutely
see.
go for it.
Firearm.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Let's see.
Firearm.
I rolled double
Here we
zeros, which I guess
I
means
rolled
triple
double
zeros,
Oh, fuck.
which I guess
Remember
means
how we were
triple
like,
zero?
it could be worse, but not much worse.
Oh, fuck.
You found the worst. Remember how we were like, it could be worse,
Found
but not
it.
much worse.
How
found
does
the
that
worst.
happen?
Oh,
How?
Found it.
No. You
How
could
does
push
that
it,
happen?
but then it
Could.
would just make
How?
things worse.
Uh-huh.
I
No.
think we're just
You
gonna
could
have
push
to.
it,
you
but
could.
then it
Just
would
gonna
just
have
make
to
things
suck it
worse.
Uh-huh.
I
I
think
do
we're
have
just
one
gonna have
offer
to-
for you.
I think we're just
And this
gonna
is a
have to
homebrew
suck it
rule.
up.
This is not. A
I do
Call of
have
Cthulhu rule. This
one
is a
offer
Mallorie
for you.
And this is
Okay.
a homebrew
You could
rule.
make
This
what
is
I
not
really
a
like
Call
to
of
call
Cthulhu
a
rule.
deal
This
with
is a Mallorie rule.
Okay.
You could make
But I'm the
what I
devil.
really like to call a
Uh
deal.
huh. What does a deal with the devil entail?
But I'm the devil. You right now
What does a deal with
get
the
a
devil
critical
entail?
Okay. You right now. But at any point in time, get a critical success. This triple
Okay.
zero comes back to you. But at any point, and I get to pick when. This triple zero comes back to you.
Listen.
Or Joaquin
And I
suffers
get
the
to pick
consequences now.
Listen, I'm here for a
Listen,
deal.
devil.
Joaquin suffers the consequences now.
I'm willing
Listen,
to play.
I'm here
this
for a
character
deal with the
like
devil.
a stolen car.
Let's
I'm
let's
willing to
fucking
play
go.
this
Let's
character like
fucking
a
go.
stolen car.
Then that 100
Yeah.
we save
Let's
for
fucking
later.
go.
Let's fucking go.
And you got a
Oh,
then
very
that
exciting.
100
Yeah.
we saved for later. And you got a
very
crit
As the
exciting.
bullet
success
rips
in
through,
shooting.
it sort of just crumbles and dies. Much
As
like
the
a bullet
snake would,
rips
had it
through,
been an
it
anaconda
sort of just
wrapping around.
crumbles and dies. Much
It
like a
is
snake
so
would,
successful,
had it
in
been
fact,
an
that
anaconda wrapping
the vine, as it shrivels away,
is so
the
successful,
root
in fact,
that it is
that
tied to with
the
all of these other
vine,
vines,
as it
all of
shrivels
shrivels
away, the
away.
root
No
that it
one
is
could be
tied
hurt
to
by
with
this
all of
vine
these
right
other
now,
vines,
especially
all
not
of
the
it
three of
shrivels
you.
away. No one could
think we
be
should
hurt
get
by
outta
this
here.
vine right now, especially
I
not.
think the same, and you're just gonna see as I'm like scurrying
I
away,
think we should
like
get
while
outta
on the
here.
ground. I think the same.
Edie
you're
is still
gonna
like
see as I'm,
by the
like,
doorway
scurrying
with
away,
two
like,
steak
while on the
knives in
ground.
each hand, just looking dumbstruck. Edie is still like by the doorway with two steak knives in each hand, just looking dumbstruck. I
As
will
you
also
do,
book it the fuck out of
you,
this room.
Run out into the hallway
as you do,
directly into a
you,
body of someone.
They are
Run out
thankfully
into the
alive.
hallway
and
directly
seem to be running
into a
out
body
of
of
another
someone.
room.
They are thankfully alive.
But out of
and
that
seem
room
to be
where
running
the open
out
doorway
of
is,
another
all you
room.
hear is an announcer.
But out of that room
This
where
is,
the open
please
doorway
welcome to the
is,
stage.
all you
Miss
hear
Velma
is an
Elwood.
announcer.
That says,
Please
please
welcome to
to
the
the
stage.
stage, Miss Velma Elwood. And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
I'm sure it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Welcome to
I'm sure it's
Saw
nothing. Don't worry about
Cthulhu
it.
edition.
Welcome-
Yeah, I got a
Welcome
text from
to-
Allie in the middle of the
to
game when
Saw
she was
Call
like,
of
"Hey Mallorie,
Cthulhu
you have a
edition.
message in your box."
Yeah,
I got a text from Allie in the middle of the game when she was like, "Hey Mallorie, you have a message in your box."
I knew it.
Literally just says,
What's
"Are we
funny
playing
is that I knew
Saw
I was
Mallorie?"
thinking the
And I was
exact
like,
same thing.
"Maybe."
I knew it. I knew what's funny is that I
Allie,
knew.
so I know
thinking
exactly
the
what that
thing
message
at
said, and I was
pretty
like,
much
I'm
the
there with
exact
you,
same
Allie.
time,
I know,
Allie.
So I know exactly what
I'm
that
like,
message
oh
said. I was like,
no.
I'm there with you, Allie. I know.
All a trap.
I'm like,
Oh,
oh
no.
no.
Trap.
Amazing.
All a trap.
Oh my god.
You did it,
I
War.
ju-
You called it.
Amazing.
I just
I'm
needed
gonna
you to
put
have
my-
said it in
Oh
character.
my
You
God.
did
I-
it,
I
War.
ju-
You
like,
called
playing-
it.
I just
I'm
needed
just
you
gonna
to have
put
said
my
it
legs
in
for a minute
character.
and
I like
recover.
playing
I'm gonna
it.
just
Holy
put my
moly,
head
y'all.
between
I
my
love
legs for a
horror
minute
games. I
and
love horror
recover.
movies.
And I actually
Holy
almost ran
moly,
this last
y'all.
year as a
I love
Cthulhu
horror
games. I
campaign
love
that was a
horror
little bit
movies.
different. It was at a
And
house
I
party.
actually almost ran
And
this
I was
last
like,
year as
how
a
can I
Call of
make this
Cthulhu
more
campaign
campaign that was a little bit different? It was at a house party. And I was like, how can I make this more interesting?
Yes, lots
ours
of
was
Darkest
like-
House vibes. I love it.
I love the Darkest
Oh,
House.
boy.
This is the other
So
thing.
good.
That I
Yes,
was like,
lots of Darkest House vibes. I love it.
I love the Darkest House. This is the other
So
thing.
good.
Monica
Yeah.
Games, the Darkest House. The Darkest
So
House.
good.
The Darkest House, and I love the Darkest House. So
good.
Oh my God.
Monica's
Yeah.
Games, the Darkest
So
House.
good.
All right.
Love
Oh,
it.
so
Yeah.
good. We've been
Big
playing
This is
that.
so
the
my
end of the
jam.
story for
All right.
the
Oh.
night, folks. Thank you so much for putting up with technical difficulties in the beginning.
That's the end of the story
all that
for
by
the
next
night,
week,
folks.
folks. Thank you so much for putting up with
technical
technical difficulties.
If you see a
in the beginning,
laptop in the
I'm
middle of the
gonna
road in
fix all that by
Pittsburgh,
next
you
week. You
know
know
what
what happened. If you see a
In
laptop
the
in the middle of the road in
meantime,
Pittsburgh, you know what
I'd
happened.
love for our players to go around
In the
say who you are
meantime,
again, what you do, where people can find
I'd
you.
love
what
for
your
our
social media
players
is,
to go
literally
around,
whatever you want to
say
share
who you
right
are
here.
again, what you do,
Take your
where
time.
people can find you, what your social media is, literally
Are we
whatever you
starting
want
with
to share
me?
right
Yeah,
here.
we are. Take your time.
All right, everybody. Hi, I'm Aki. You can find me on
are we
all of the
starting with
social
me?
medias
Yeah,
at
we are.
Mixed Genie in a Bottle. All right,
That's
everybody. Hi, I'm Aki. You can find me on all of the social medias at Mixed Genie in a Bottle. If you're headed to San Diego Comic Con this year, you'll see me there on Saturday. I can't tell you exactly what time or where this year. But I will see me there on Saturday. Live I can't tell you exactly what time or where, but I will be part of a very live actual play debut of our first season of our show Supernova. So I'd love for you all to show up for that and check out my social media for more information when that becomes available. For you all to show up for that and check out my social media for more information when that becomes available.
I'm so excited. Okay, Allie, your turn.
Hey, so what's up? I'm Allie Capone. You can find me over
Okay,
on
Allie,
Sunday on
your turn.
FGP for some Ambrica. What's up? I'm Allie Capone.
And on
you can find me over on
Tuesdays,
Sunday on
Frankhouse
FGP
Presents
for
over
some
on
Ambrica.
YouTube, as we
And
have just
on
ported
Tuesdays
a
on
Bontia
Eric
Superstitions
Frankhouse Presents
from
over on
Pathfinder
YouTube,
2
as we have just
over to
ported a Bontia
Dragonbane. Do you like
Superstitions
bears?
from
Do you want to see a
Pathfinder
bear
2
fight a bear and
over
then
to
another bear? Then
Dragonbane.
come
Do
see
you like
us.
bears?
That's
Do you want to
happened
see a
last
bear
session,
fight
and
a bear
it's
and then
only
another
going to
bear?
get
Then
more
come see
terrifying.
us. That's
I
what
mean, it
happened
is
last
Pride
session, and it's
month,
only
I was
going
about to
to
say.
get
A bear
more
fighting a bear seems
terrifying.
appropriate.
I mean, it is Pride
Yep,
month.
yep.
I was about to say.
A bear fighting a
It was
bear seems
actually
appropriate.
great,
Though,
though.
to see you turn into a bear and
Yep,
fight another
yep.
bear last night as I was working
was
on
really
it.
great,
Oh,
though,
yeah.
to see you turn into a bear
Highly recommend.
and fight
I
another
didn't
bear
even
last
fight
night
it because another
as I was
bear.
working on
I
everything.
know where.
Highly recommend.
I didn't
Love
even
everybody
get to
at
fight
the
it because another bear.
And Justin.
Nowhere.
Hey everybody, thanks again for tuning in tonight. I am GM Justin. You can find me on all my social for tuning in tonight. You can also find me over at Roll D5. I am where we specialize in playing in TTRPGs. On top of that, you can find me every third Sunday we specialize in playing in TTRPGs. On top of that, you can find me every third Sunday at my night and our crit Twitch channel where I'll be playing Knuckles. We have a whole lot of other things going on, so follow me on my socials. Catch up with everything else I got going on. So we have a whole lot of other things going on, so follow me on my socials and catch up with everything else I got going on. So yeah.
I guess I should do it too.
I don't know. It's weird when I'm up here in this seat.
And then I guess
Right.
there's me.
Hi,
I'm Mallorie.
I don't know. It's weird when
you
I'm
can
up here
find
in
me
this seat.
anywhere the internet has to offer you.
Hi,
I'm Mallorie.
MOXXIU.
You can find me
anywhere the internet has to offer you.
when
At
I'm not
Blue,
here on
MOXXIU.
Rediscovery, and I'm
not
not
doing other things for future Rediscovery shows
when
that'll be
I'm
coming
not
sooner
here
than
on
you think.
Rediscovery, and I'm
not
you
doing
can
other
find
things
me
for future
over every other
Rediscovery
Tuesday
shows
at
that'll
Live
be
from the
coming sooner than
Apocalypse.
you think.
I play Luna.
You can
in
find me
our
over
Rust
every other
Hulk
Tuesday
game,
at Live from the
Nephilim
Apocalypse.
Tenebrous. I play Luna in our
I'm
Rust Hulks game.
Grieving me
Nephilim
because I fake
Tenebrous.
died. I don't know. It's a whole thing.
grieving.
Other
me?
than that, you
Because
can
I fake
find
died.
me
I don't
playing
know.
games.
It's a whole
Writing games.
Other than that,
I
you can
produce
find
a couple
me
of
playing
solo
games,
RPG games that people seem to
writing
like,
games.
So that's really nice. Of them. They're called
produce
Remember
a
Us and
couple of
Remember Us
solo
Together.
RPG games
It's
that
a
people
series.
seem to
And the
like,
next
so
one will be
that's really
out
nice of
in
them.
a couple.
They're called
months.
Remember Us and Remember Us Together. It's a series.
Outside of that,
and the next
I
one will
am
be out
a
in
Colors
a
for
couple
Southtown
months.
Comics. Maybe
That's a thing.
outside of that,
and
I am
the
a
producer,
Colors
the
for
external
Southtown
producer
Comics
to be specific.
That's a thing.
Of Unbalanced Encounters, which
and
is
I
a
am
actual
the
play D&D
producer, the
podcast
external producer
of
to be
a
specific.
freaking
Of
awesome
Unbalanced
cast
Encounters,
who are
which
lovely
is
to
a
work with.
actual play
They've
D&D
been nominated
podcast
for some Crit
of a
Awards. Is what
freaking
we just
awesome
found out. So
cast
that's pretty
who are
cool.
lovely to work with.
Congratulations.
Nominated
they're
for some
they're
Crit
awesome.
Awards is
They're
what we
so
just found
lovely
out.
to
So
work
that's
with.
pretty
They're
cool.
just
Congratulations.
So yeah,
they're
go
awesome.
check that out
They're
wherever
so
your
lovely
podcast
to
may
work with,
be.
and,
They're just amazing.
we're in the middle of
So
recording
yeah,
Arc
go
5 right now.
check that out wherever your podcast may be.
Pretty great.
We're in
so
the middle of
far
recording Arc
to
5
listen
right now.
to this cast
do their whole thing. But
pretty
yeah,
great.
that's about
So
all I
far
do. I
to
don't stay
listen
very
to this
busy.
cast do their whole channel.
But yeah, that's about
about all I do. I don't stay very busy at all. In terms of this channel, you can find me doing play and process. In terms of this channel, you can find me doing. So you'll actually see me probably work on this show or work on I live produce things. Talk through so you'll actually see me probably work on this show or
whatever
work
part
on
that
one
is.
I do all the overlays and illustrations and all of that. So it's a lot of work to do, and I show you that. I do all the overlays and illustrations and all of that. So I should be to do, and I show you that twice or once a week on Thursday. That, so I should be back for that tomorrow. Should be all done. You'll see them next week. Other than that, figure out who that person was.
All
Maybe
done.
see a
You'll
little bit
see
more
them
about
next
Melma.
week.
I'm sure it's fine.
Figure
I
out who that
wouldn't
person
worry
was.
about
Maybe
it. Maybe see a little bit more about
Everything's
Melma.
just
I'm
fine.
sure
It's
it's
fine.
fine. I wouldn't worry about
It's
it.
gonna be
Everything's
fine.
fine. Everything's fine,
Everything's just
Shaq.
fine. It's
You don't have to
yes.
worry about it.
Let's just focus on
It's
everybody
gonna be
else
Everything's
around.
fine.
You know,
Everything's
there's plenty of
fine,
other
Shaq.
people. who's
You don't have to worry about it.
Let's just focus on
So I
everybody
love
else
calling
around.
people
You know,
Shaq.
there's
It's
plenty of
very
other
fun.
people. who's
It is. It's so
appreciate
nice
that.
every time you do it. Like
So I
some
love
part
calling
of me is
people
just like,
Shaq. It's very fun.
it is. It's so nice every time you do it. Like some part of me is just like, and when you're dealing with all that, we'll also have our fourth cast member here. Sarah will be back. And when you're dealing with all that, we'll also have our fourth cast member here. Sarah will be back. They had a charity game tonight, and so we were like totally fine. They will be caught up on what shenanigans they experienced. They
during the time that
will
R3 here
be caught up on what shenanigans they experienced. We'll say politely.
during the time that R3 here.
We'll all be caught up, and we'll be a big
we'll
group
say
together.
politely. It'll be so much fun, and nothing could
We'll all
possibly
be caught up, and we'll be a big
Not at all.
members
together. It'll be so much
Something like that.
fun, and nothing could possibly go wrong.
in the
Not at all.
meantime, until we see you again.
Something like that.
Love yourself.
in the
Take care of
meantime,
each
until we
other.
see you
Go have a
again.
wonderful night.
See you later.
Love yourself. Take care of each other.
Bye-bye.
Go have a wonderful night.
See you later.